Now, effective communication with Phil Zeller, CEO, Dale Carnegie, Southwest Michigan.
Stop the insanity. Somebody stop the insanity. I want to get off the merry-go-round. Oh my gosh, the negative blame game is going crazy. Have you turned on the news in the world recently? Everybody is blaming everybody else for why their life is not the way it should be. Help me to understand, how is that gonna create world peace and happiness? I'm confused. Well, let me take it back to a personal situation for you today. Welcome to Effective Communication. Phil Zeller here. You see this stuff in the news. You see people sitting here blaming everybody for their problems and blaming how awful the world is because somebody else is in it. What if everybody actually took responsibility for being the best example that they can be for the world and actually owned up to creating a peaceful world in which everybody was respected, valued, and appreciated for who they were? Wouldn't that be an amazing thing? I don't know if we can achieve that. I know John Lennon talked about it a long time ago, and it was tragic what happened to him. But that being said, we're going to focus right here on what we can do on the home front, what you can do in your own place of work, what you can do in your own team meetings at work, and what you can do with your own family, right? So the name blame game, whatever you want to call it, it's not working. It's not working. You're not fooling anybody by blaming everybody else for your problems. It's not going to work. And we realize this, and think about that in the last relationship you were in with another human being that didn't work out. You blame them for the relationship not working out. And did they thank you for that? Did they appreciate you for that? No, they didn't. So this is common sense. So again, everything I share with you on the show is common sense, right? So this is common sense. Don't blame people for your problems. What you want to do is you want to become the example and understand how to do that. And so oftentimes you're faced with a situation at work or with people that you work with. And how do I approach the situation? Because I could go like what I'm watching in the news in the world right now, blame everybody else. And what we see is that creates more chaos, more lack of safety, more world unrest. And what a waste of time and human beings and everything is going after that. What if we focused on what we could do and what we can do to make it better? So let's make that happen in our own little slice of the world here today, all right? So when you're having a situation with another person or a group of people and you want it to move forward, let's focus on what we can do, not what we can't do. And how do we do this? Well, first of all, we got to put this thing in the context. You got to ask yourself, in what ways can we? So I'll say it again. In what ways can we? And then fill in the blank. And the blank is a shared positive outcome for whoever's involved or engaged in this meeting, this conversation, that is part of this, that wants a shared positive outcome. So in what ways can we, something shared, something positive, fill in the blank. Now, once you do that, now you have a goal. You have a positive goal. And remember, our legacy is written in what we did and what we stood for, not what we stood against. And so when we stand for something good and something positive, we want a positive outcome for all, well, there's always going to be somebody who say, well, that's never going to work. Well, why isn't it going to work? Because of this, this, and this. Well, great. So let's knock those off one at a time. Here we go. Let's knock them off. Bring the naysayers. Let's knock them down. Let's knock out the things of why it's never going to work. And ask yourself with each one of these, okay, what's the first problem? You can cite why it's not going to work. What's the first issue? So the first issue is this. Okay. So we have the first issue. That's why this isn't going to work. Yep. Write it down. All right. What are the causes of that issue? Make them actually think about it. Think about what causes that issue to be real. Get the facts. Understand why that is a real issue. And document what that issue is, what's causing that issue. And then ask yourself, what are positive solutions now that we understand what the issue is? What are causes of the issue? What are possible solutions to that issue? And take a look at those. And once everybody's given a proactive approach and looking at those and saying, okay, come up consensus-wise, what is the best possible solution to deal with that issue? And once you do that, you knock that issue off. And then you go to the next issue of why it can't be done. What's the next issue? What are the causes of that issue? What are possible solutions to overcome that issue? What is the best solution to overcome that issue? And if you knock these things off, pretty much what you're going to do is you're going to clear the field of all the excuses for all the poor behavior and all the craziness that's going on, so we can focus on the real issue, which is creating a world and a place that we want to work in and we want to live in. Now, you know how to do it, my friends. Focus on what ways can we, always a positive outcome, always a positive context, because that's what people want and that's what you deserve. Now go make it happen.